You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Abracadabra, Create What You Speak, with iLan Azoulai, only on LA Talk Radio.
Shalom. Welcome to Abracadabra, Create What You Speak. They always said you cannot do it. I believed them. I trusted them. How could I not? They fed me, kept me in a safe box and gave me a blanket. They kept me breathing in between drops of fear. Breathing just to stay above water. Here, you can have that. No, you cannot do that. And don't bother, because you don't have the power, surely not the talent. Oh, and you ain't funny. It took a lifetime in a minute to cross the gates. It took forever to feel the crossing. The walk through the rusty metal doors that were painted over and over and over. Aching through the lifting of my right foot and then the left, and the stickiness of the dried up soil on my feet. One foot is out, and then my fingers, clutching the hinges, feeling the breeze of tomorrow. I'm out. My whole self is out of that box into vastness of sky, filled with its color. הריני מקבל על עצמי את מצוות השכל ואהבת לרעך כמוך. I hereby accept on myself the due commandment or the utterance of expressing love to my neighbor, to my friend, to my gardener, to my partner in the same way that I express love to myself. Focus is first on yourself. This is your way.
כל הדרך עוד תלכי בה תראי את כל הדרך עוד תלכי בהיא שלך גם אם לא תהיה תמיד קלה תביטי ותראי את כל הדרך תקבעי את מסלולה תעברי את כל הדרך כולה עוד תראי את כל הדרך עוד תלכי בהיא שלך גם אם לא תהיה תמיד קלה תביטי ותראי את כל הדרך תקבעי את מסלולה תעברי את כל הדרך כולה
All right. Shalom. Hello. Welcome to Abracadabra. Create what you speak. I'm iLan Azoulai. I'm your host. I'm a spiritual mentor, a guide and sound therapist working with sound and frequencies to reclaim your power. It is a wonderful day, and I have a wonderful guest with me, Lilach Solomon. Hi, Lilach.
Hi, Lan.
How are you? How are you feeling?
Very good. Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Anybody who can come and share their experience and how that transformed them and how they are in service and how their work and their presence helps the other is welcome. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's welcome. Who knows? Maybe once they're here, suddenly something triggers and they start doing something else. Hi, Lilach. How are you?
Hi, Lan. Very good. Thank you.
Okay. So Lilach is an intuitive healer, and she has a very interesting story of something that I can resonate with on different levels. She has a very interesting story on how she is here to find and to serve with her gifts. It took a while to find the gifts, or were you?
It took a while to find the name for it.
To bring it to your consciousness, to bring it to your language, make a language out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's a language. It's a new language that you learn how to communicate with that and how to put it out there clearly and how to present it correctly to others.
Yeah, bringing it into our consciousness, making language. There is a different. People many times confuse between awareness and consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I'm aware. I'm conscious. It's and it's the difference between feeling and language.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So tell me, Lilach, you are originally from?
Originally from Israel.
No.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? How come?
I'm just kidding.
Yes, I'm here for the last 16 years.
16 years, okay.
It's been a while. Married to Nir, my lovely husband.
Of course.
And we have a beautiful 2 kids.
Wonderful. Okay, boy, girl?
A boy and a girl.
Wonderful.
We are so blessed. And I'm here to share my gift to the world. And first of all, I want to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I saw your show, and it was hilarious. You make my week, not my day, my week.
Thank God.
I was laughing so hard, and it just reminded me that sometimes you just need to stop what you're doing and just laugh.
Exactly.
And you guys did amazing job with the show, and thank you.
No, thank you. You have to thank Ori and Motis Suissa, Ori Dinor. She is the director and the founder of the Israeli theater, and Motis is Motis Suissa. We call him Motis as short, but an actor from Israel, finished acting school, directing different projects, and so thank you. That is really the point. That is really, because you walk into a movie, right? And this is tying into what I wanted to talk about today, about seeing the entire picture, right? So this is like a movie, when you walk into a show, or you walk into a theater, or you walk into a movie. This is exactly it. You're walking into a period of time of 2 hours or whatever, and everything that preceded that show is out. You turn your phone off. You're in a completely different place.
Zone.
Yeah, it's a completely different zone. And it's the same thing that I do when I do sessions. It's up until that point, everything happened. It's out. Nothing matters when you're here. And that's a transformative experience. So the whole acting thing is a transformative experience. I found that it was a great tool for self-work. Yeah.
It is to express yourself. To
find different angles of yourself in different situations. So tell me, so you came here how many years ago?
16 years ago.
16 years ago.
Yeah.
And did you come married or did you marry here?
No, I married here. I actually met my husband when I decided to move back to Israel.
when you let go?
When I let go.
Say, okay, God, whatever is here, I'm surrendering.
That's true. And then, and we built our life here. And because of him, actually, he basically gave me my space to find the way to put myself out there. I study a lot since 2014. I'm research and study and reading books like I never read before. Like I read, but not that much. So I can say that everything that I knew how to put it together, and I knew how to use it, and not just say, oh, I'm lucky. No, I know what I do, and I know how to bring it out there and how to navigate everything I want. And this is what the program is, Abracadabra. Because it's in Aramaic. If you're hearing and you don't know why I'm calling this show Abracadabra, it actually chose me. So I manifested also this whole thing, channeling, but everything came down through. It's not me. We're doing the effort. We have the effort to do that. Recognize that things are happening as they are happening, and not necessarily because it's my power. It's my. And Abracadabra is in Aramaic. I create as I speak. To be precise, I create as I speak. Abracadabra, and we are creating. Now there are some people that really don't believe that. That they really don't believe that, and you know what? And the question is, if we know and we experience that this is happening because we're, some people, us included, see the power of what is happening through the power of words, through the power of how we talk, through the power of our intentions that are attached to what was. So we see that in the happening. Was there a time that, as a woman growing in Israel with what society would call that you have some stuff going on, they cannot fit you into their platforma, into their shablona. Okay.
So did you feel at one point that you were questioning your gifts? I mean, were you saying, wow, is it really, am I really crazy? I mean, everybody says, so maybe if everybody says I might be. I mean, did you go through that period?
Of course, I think everybody does. Sometimes you don't know if it's your thought or it's like really happening or it's like what it is. You just always questioning. But when you learn to put everything together, like if you're using all your thoughts and your emotions and you're using everything at once and you bring it to the same spot and you know how to navigate it and see how it's
So as a kid, did you did you find yourself more confident in your gifts, and were you less confident where you were more adult, or the other way around?
So I always was so confident in it. So I just knew if I want it, I get it. There is no question about it. The only question is about what do I need to do and how I'm gonna do it now. That's it. It's like. Yeah.
It was that you were telling me a story about a client that didn't turn out to be a client, but it was all right. Well, they kind of gave you a chance because they gave up.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
Was with a child, right?
Yeah, so I had that lady that she texted me, and she's like, "Okay, I see so many posts that you posting, and I don't believe in all the energy stories and the healing. I just don't know how it's work. I don't believe in it. I don't dream at night, so I don't believe in that. But I have a 3.5 years old, and she have sense. Sorry, she was
Was it mutism?
Yes. So, sensitive mutism.
Yeah.
So she's basically doesn't speak outside the house. So at home she will speak. She's very smart. She does the ABC. She does everything. She's like amazing, very smart young lady.
Yes.
But outside she get freeze. She
freezes.
She freezes. She doesn't talk.
Yeah.
So she's like, I got to the point that I have appointment for a psychiatrist to start work with her with medication, and I just don't know what to do anymore. So I told her, look, I cannot guarantee you anything, but we can try. And I say, maximum it's gonna work, max it's gonna work. So we did. We did a 45 session over the phone, and the next, like an hour after, she went to pick up her daughter from the babysitter, and the babysitter told her that she couldn't teach her that day because the kids did not stop talking. And she was like, so okay, this is not usual. And she said, okay, I'll give it a big test. It's at school when she have all the teacher and all her friends. And the next day she went to pick her up from school, and the teacher said that she said like 10 words.
10 words.
And for her, 10 words, it's like a big deal. She's like, I don't know what she did, but it was like a magic. And we're definitely want to keep doing what she do and get a best result for her. So we're very excited.
Oh man, that's great.
Yes, I'm very blessed. I always say thank God, thank the universe, thank for the gift. It's not us. We're here only to serve and to share what we know.
Yes.
So thank you.
Well, thank God, thank God that you're here and that you're sharing this with us and everyone. I want to give you the phone number here if you want to call 323-203-0815, and on Skype it's LA Talk Radio, one word. Again, 323-203-0815, and on Skype it's LA Talk Radio, one word. So. So was that the first time that you kind of worked with a kid?
So I work on my family. So it was the first time that I was working on a stranger.
Okay. Remotely.
Yeah. Until now, I work remotely with everybody, but it's the first time that I was working with a 3.5 years old. And believe it or not, a lot of things from our birth affecting on our life.
Of course.
And when you find the roots of the problem, it's just disappear.
That's right.
The problem, if you take care of the roots. So
yeah, that's why I like digging. I like digging because it's like when somebody tells you something happened, there's some argument, disagreement, whatever stuff that is of here, right? And then, but it has to do with connection, with relationship. And then the person says, it doesn't matter what happened. We are here now. Let's go from there. Says, no, it does matter what happened. Because if we don't find out where we're starting, we repeat it again.
That's
the
true.
Same, as we say in Hebrew, the same lady, a different dress, right? It's like a same thing that changes over, but it stays the same patterns on how we choose relationships, the same patterns on how we make choices, what place do we inhabit within ourselves to make these choices. And what do you find the difference between when you are working with children's energy and adults' energy? Like, do you approach it differently, or do you get responses in a different channel?
No, but with the children, the age under 5, most of the time it's come from the mother, the energy of the mother, the way when she carried them as an infant in her stomach, her thoughts, her emotion, all the things that she's going through, it's everything effect. So again, when we find the roots, it's like we find it perfectly.
So, well, there are there are some things that are indicators. For example, if somebody has an extreme rage, usually it's a father thing. But what I'm talking about is from your standpoint, so do you connect to a feminine energy or a masculine energy? Depends on what you're feeling.
So it's when I work on a child, I connect with the energy of the child, and the different. Yes, I feel the pureness of the child because the child have a pure energy.
Yeah, purity to it. Yeah.
And we're working through that, and I just invite the energy to my hand.
Yeah.
As we say, Abracadabra. Poof. Exactly. So that's how we navigate the work.
That's wonderful. And so walk me through as a girl, as a young teenager, as a young woman, like how this played in your life. Like, would you say that you had more of a support or more of an opposition from your surroundings for what you received?
It was always like, oh, she have a great luck. She got everything she wants right away. Like
no, let me continue. When people tell you, איזה מזל יש לך, right?
איזה מזל.
Did somebody tell you יש לך יותר מזל משכל?
I heard it before in my life, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
In Israel, when somebody tells you that, it feels almost like an insult.
Yeah.
But it's not an insult, actually.
It sounds like
best.
it, yes.
But it's the best because you're receiving the luck, the trickling of an energy of the divine, right, on you. So you're getting
you get the good vibe.
The good vibe.
Right away. You don't need to wait, and go all the process. Yeah, it's, I'll give you an example.
Yes.
When I just got my driver license.
Here in LA or in Israel?
In Israel,
okay.
when I was 17 years old. I remember my dream was to drive an Audi TT. And I remember I was sitting in a restaurant and with my friend. And like a table next to us, we had two guys sitting there. And I saw the key that it was Audi. I'm like, I talked to the guy. I'm like, I have a dream. He's like, what is your dream? I'm like, to drive Audi TT. He looked at me, he's like, that's my car. You want to go for a ride? My friend looked at me, he's like, you have a license for like 7 days. He's like, she have only 7 days license. You cannot let her drive it. I'm like, that's my dream. I make it happen. He's like, come, let's go. With a totally stranger, went for a drive with an Audi TT, like in my dreams. That was like amazing.
Well, for that, yeah, I get it. At that age, I guess. That's a very AG-like dream type thing, but that's okay.
That's okay. But
we have all these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So, so did you were kids more like in your area more supportive? So they were looking like they say, oh, what luck you have. Would they want to be near you? Were you displaying, were you channeling things for children or for your teenagers at that age that you were conscious of? That I'm doing this? Wow, this is...
I don't know. I think I never stopped and think about it. I just wanted something. I was like so clear about the way to go and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't look around or feel around what's going on. I just...
So did you manifest your husband too? Did you manifest your husband?
I did.
Is he listening?
Maybe. He will listen for the recording for sure. He's on the air right now, so...
He's on the air. Oh, he's flying.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So did you manifest your husband?
Yes, I did.
How did that work for you? Obviously, I mean, we know how it worked for you, but how did that go about?
It was like, I remember it. It was like a rainy day, and I was like on my car on my way to work. It was a kind of stressful morning, and I like... standing on the traffic, and I'm like, okay, that's it. I want him like a pilot, and I want him like to love hiking, and I want him to love me and respect me, and be my best friend, and be the best father ever. And literally, I got everything. And we always laugh about it that I forgot to ask about kosher food. That's the only thing that I didn't mention. And he's like, you didn't ask for me to eat kosher food, so this
Not
is the
even-
only thing
That's what you got.
that didn't work there.
Yeah.
So
You have to be very precise when you ask.
you have to.
I've experienced that so many times, and you get. there is a cartoon I just saw this week where you have a picture of an elephant, a cartoon of an elephant, and a little penguin, right? And and then there is an old man, and he's like looking at the third creature, and he's saying, "What is that?" And what it is that the elephant is the will, the little penguin is the ego, and now the third creature was a penguin with a little elephant head, and says, "This is my integrated self." So you have to be very precise
You
when
have
you
to,
ask,
and be careful with what you wish for.
because you may get it.
Oh yeah, and
So
always think about it in a good way, in a good thoughts, and
it's where we are, the places that we inhabit in ourselves. When we're getting triggered, right? We get triggered, and then we don't let the sand settle. And then we are already going into decisions. Somebody writes you an email. Somebody writes you a text. And the instinct is to what? Well, it's not a new thing, but it's good to write and to let it sit. But then it's really how are we responding to that? How are we responding to somebody that tells us something, that triggers us? And then from the time that we get triggered until the time that we realize we got triggered, we're in a movie.
that's true.
I call it trigger time, true time. It's from this time until when you realize, and when we are aware that this is happening in a map scenario, mapping the experiences, how we got there, then that time shortens. Then we're that realization time that something triggered us, and it almost becomes real time. Yeah, and it's an amazing. I grew up with a father who was a chief of police, so it was and to shift from. So here you are, you are in La La Land now. Is it more comfortable here than in Israel?
I guess all my 20s was here, so my adult life was here, so I guess I'm very used to.
Yeah.
I love Israel. We go there like every year. Sometimes we go twice a year. But I guess home is where your heart is. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Well, but where do you prefer to be? If
I prefer to be wherever my husband and my kids is.
Okay.
So I really don't care if it's in Israel or here or in Australia. I love Israel. I support Israel with everything that I can.
But here's the thing, Israel. If you take the sand in Israel and scientifically compare it to the sand in other places, it's the same matter. It's the same matter, right? But there is something else. There is like a spiritual. The closer you get, if there is like a hot water from a tap, like boiling water, right, coming down. As you get closer, it gets warmer and very intense till you can. And this is like how it is in Israel. It's like feeling that intensity. And I feel that many people in Israel don't know how to handle this intensity, so it goes to the negative. Yeah. And it goes to, there is a lot of free hate over there. That's what I've experienced.
Yeah.
There is a lot of, on the roads and the thing.
I think I think it's the weather. It's really hot.
Well, it's not always hot, I mean, my mom, actually, my family is mainly in Tzfat now. Tzfat is the northern part of Israel. It's very dry. It's not humid like in Tel Aviv, where they live. But I guess so. I guess there are people that are a little bit more relaxed in the north. But it's like an energetic pull. I have a very strong energetic pull to Israel. Although it's a lot of things that happen there, but it's an energetic pull from the creation standpoint. That's how I feel that. It's a very strong
spiritual,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I always feel it when I land in Israel. It's like when you take the first breath, it's like
Right? There are those I think there are the dandelions that they have just near Ben Gurion that you got. They have like fields of dandelions, the yellow flowers, and you just smell it.
It's childhood.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is memories.
Yeah. So so you are here. So you went through this way, and you have a husband and you have 2 children now. For and I don't know if it's because living in the States maybe opens up things for me. It's opening things, but being with my work is really to find somebody's power, to come from their power, to reclaim their power after going through either a breakup or some kind of a trauma that shifts somebody else, shifts somebody from their northern star. Okay, and in the recent months, or was it a year, with when the Me Too movement started, right? It was all at first okay, finally, but then it started as I experienced it. Everybody experienced it in a different way. It started curving. It started shifting with all kind of judgments and attachments that are being attached to this whole startup, so to speak. That it started weighing. And what I mean by that is there are more women's groups that are specifically intentionalized for women only.
Okay.
Now, the groups that I've experienced and what I've experienced in work and working with women and just experiencing that is that if there is no healing, and that there are many times that there is no healing of the experience that the woman have with what masculinity represents to her, or with men, right? And it go right into that place. It goes, as I say, it goes to the head. It starts becoming anger. It starts becoming rage. It starts becoming anti. No, we are here. We are goddesses to heal. It comes from. You can sense when somebody is coming from an egoic place.
Yes,
right?
I can.
You can
feel
sense
it,
when
yes.
it comes.
But my job is basically to put them as a mirror, to be a mirror for them, because everybody know what's best for them. Sometimes we have so many noises around us, so we cannot see and we cannot hear. But when you learn to clear all these noises, so you learn to listen to yourself, because our soul choose all the challenges in life that we are challenging.
Well, we're choosing to come where we're coming to.
That's
too.
right, and we're choosing who to be with and what to do and all of that. We're making the decision in this life if to make a right or left, but everything it's maktub, like we say,
written.
right?
What will happen already happened.
That's true. So we just have the way to choose right or left, and basically our job is to clear all the noises around and show them the clarity for them to make the right decision. And to get their challenge and learn from that and go to the next step, I call it.
Was there a time that you thought or you saw something to happen and it did not happen?
Again?
You felt something is about to happen, or you felt something about somebody or something and it wasn't accurate. It wasn't.
No.
It always happened.
It always happened.
Yeah.
I never talk about everything that I feel because sometimes I don't feel good things that coming up. So I try not to talk about them because I know how powerful is our words. And I always try to use a good words and a good thoughts. But yeah.
Rebbe Schneerson said, there is no bad. There is good, and then there is opposite side of good. Because also on the opposite of good, there is good. Right?
I always say good and better than that, right?
Good and better than that, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you
good
look
and-
on the half cup or the half full cup, that's how things look like, right?
Well, there is a third way to look at it. You look at it the half full, the half empty, or you just look at it the cup, just half we know and half we don't. Right?
That's a good one. I love it.
So we don't see that. So but you're not. But you haven't been really putting yourself out there, have you?
No.
Why not?
Why not? I don't know. I had a business for finance for like 8 years, and that was my main parnasa. And then I always get to the point that I help others and see what's going on. And I don't know. I felt like maybe this is not the right time, and maybe this is not for me, but it's always coming back and choose me. It's always pull me up for my life, and like I'm always find myself out there and helping others again, if it's with healing or just conversation or just doing something somehow.
Yeah.
So I got to the point that I'm like, okay, maybe this is the time. So, and when I start see the result with a client, I'm like, okay, I cannot keep this gift for myself. I have to share it. And I know that this gift, it's like the to spread the love and the light.
Yes.
And that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
Spread the light and the love.
Love and light.
Yes.
Well, we go through, and love and light. Some may experience it or see that. Say, well, love and light means only joy. Everything is happy. We're all the time happy. We're all the time happy. But sometimes the things, the love that we receive, and the messages that we receive, usually make an effect when we are in a challenge. Right? When we're in a challenge, when I in performance, remember playing for kids, you can't really learn from compliments. You can encourage from compliments. You can't learn from compliments. You can learn only if there is something that you can be better.
I believe you can learn from anything and everything, even.
Well, you learn in the sense of you're confident and you're getting for yourself, and it strokes your ego if you take it to that place. But to learn to shift something, it's usually when you're saying, I'm talking about when you perform.
Okay.
It's like you learn you receive, if you're balanced, then you receive a compliment and you're just like, okay, well, thank you. I see where the person is. But if you think on the practical level, if you want to change something, the only thing many times compliments are doing are really serving our egoic self. Yeah.
To work with the ego, this is a big deal. And I think the day that you learn to put your ego aside and just be here and now and enjoy the moment, and with all, to work with the ego, it's not easy. It's like always there, and like he's like, I'm here and I'm here to, it's me. And no, it's not that. We're here to just how can I call it? It's our gift that we got, and I say thank you for the ego. You're here. You have your emotion, and I appreciate. But this is not your turn now. We're gonna do.
It's important that you said that. It's not your turn now.
Now.
Okay, and this is where so it's not about, hey, kill your ego. We can't, right? We can't. It's part. It's in the integrated self, right? The elephant and the thing. It is how we channel it, how we navigate through that. So many times when we are in a place of challenge, and we are in the humanoid place, right? We're experiencing these things. It's important to remember that, because then that place brings a little balance